Hey guys, so I'm gonna show you how to use Shot Tracer Map on a Mac OS device, MacBook Pro in this case. So I'm gonna open up the app right here. Let me just make the window bigger so you can see it full screen. And first thing I want to do is import a video. If I don't see the videos that I want to use in here, that's because that's the Photos app of my computer. So actually the first thing I want to do is import the videos into the Photos app. So if it's a DSLR camera, you want to make sure that you go ahead all those videos into the Photos app. I'm just going to import them. I've imported them before. I'm just going to do that for the tutorial here. So I have imported those 3 videos. And now I can go back to Shot Tracer Map, hit the big plus sign right here, and I see those videos in my videos gallery. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the first video, which is a T-shot right here. Now the app gives me the neat little option to trim my video before I import it into the editor. So I can go ahead and trim it to the length I want. Ideally, I want it to be a few seconds before impact and a few seconds after the ball has landed, just because it will help me animate the camera better. But we'll talk about this in a few minutes. And now I'm going to trim it to the length after the ball has landed. So that's the total length of video I want to use. And I press use. Now I have the trim video in my gallery and I can start working with it. So I'm going to click on it, click on the thumbnail. As you can see, impact frame has automatically been selected for me. I don't have to do much. If it doesn't do it correctly, you can move the start slider to the moment you're hitting the ball, and then move the end slider to where you want the ball, actually the tracer to end. So I want it to end after, let's say, 6 seconds here. And that's it. That's all I have to do. If I wanted to precisely see where I hit the ball, I can zoom in here and I can try to pick it out landing in the distance. If I don't see it, then essentially I hit it long enough where I can't see it, but on approach shots, you'll probably be able to see it. And I can press next. Now I'm in the map editor. As you can see here, everything is a nice 3D layout for me. Some maps won't have the luxury of a 3D layout. They'll just have this 2D layout. Just lost the golf course here. Here it is. So just keep that in mind. Both maps are certainly great to work with Map Tracer. In our case now, we have a nice little 3D view, and this is what we will work with. Next up, I would suggest having a look if you want your map to appear on top of your golf video in portrait or in landscape. So this is the landscape view that would overlay on your golf video. I'm gonna use portrait because I want to use the most amount of space in my landscape orientation golf video to overlay a good big map on top of it. Next, you see that we have the starting position of your shot right here, start, automatically set for you in the location where the video was recorded. So right here we have the starting location. It was automatically set, and that's because we use an iPhone video, and the iPhone video had GPS location on the video. Now, if you're using a DSLR, most likely it won't have GPS location. But what you can do is go to the T-Box, record your shot on a DSLR, but then use your iPhone to record a quick shot, a quick video at the T-Box, and then use that as your reference. So in case your video doesn't have a starting location that is correct, you can either set a starting location. Let's just do this for example. I'm gonna set this video as a starting location, so you see it's like completely somewhere else. So we've lost the starting location literally. But I want to bring it back, or I want to add a starting location based on a reference video. So I'm gonna press start reference, and then I'm gonna use the start video right here. So we're back in business and the starting location is reset again. The same accounts for your landing position. So your endpoint right here is random. The app doesn't know where it landed, so you have to pull it to your landing location yourself. Or again, if you recorded an iPhone video, use the iPhone's video from the location where you hit your second shot as a reference. And to do so, I'm just going to place the end location in a random location, and you'll see what happens. I'm going to go to add reference, landing now. So I'm going to add a landing reference. I'm going to choose a video where I recorded it from where I hit the second shot. That's right here. And it placed it automatically where I recorded the second video. Now, obviously, this is not going to be in the perfect location where you hit the shot because the camera is a little bit behind you, unless you're using your iPhone simply for a reference video where you stand over your bowl and take a quick video, then it will be precisely where you hit it from. But I can now move it to where I knew I hit it. I hit it from the fairway right here, so I move it forward a little bit, and I have the precise location where I hit my second shot from. So that's a great feature. Same goes for the start location. I want to make sure I put it on the tee box because that's where I recorded it from, but I was hitting it from here instead of over there. So that's wonderful because now I don't have to remember where I hit the shots on the golf course. It's done for me. For any reason, if you don't have any GPS data or any of that, you can also use the search button right here and search the golf course you're playing at, and then manually set up start and end locations. So I'm gonna go back, set my starting location because it just reset itself from the search. So that's the wrong one. Add reference, add start, use my tee shot, and we're back in business. Great. So next up, what I want to do is I want to set my camera positions in the video, because in ShotTracer Map, we are not showing a static map, we're showing a dynamic map. And that's because we can position the cameras in different locations around the map, and the animation will actually play the 3D camera movement as I've set it up. To do so, I want to press and hold down my Options key on my keyboard, and now I can drag around and in 3D space set up my different camera locations. Right now we're giving you an option between 4 camera locations: 1 camera location for the video start, 1 camera location for impact, 1 location for landing, and 1 location for video end. To do so, what we'll do is we're gonna set the camera position now for where I want the camera to be when the video starts. I want it to be here, and now I'll go camera location 1 is video start, and I press save. I can also delete it if I wanted to. I'll just press save. That's where I want it to be. Then I'm gonna scroll or position myself again, holding that Option key and then moving around the map to the location where I want the camera to be at the moment of impact, where the golfer hits their shot. Great. Now I want to mark the location where I want the camera to be when the ball lands, landing location, and where I want the camera to be at the end of the video, right here. Love it. So if I wanted to preview this, what I've just done is I could either go, that's a quick preview, location 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, I could delete those locations if I wanted to, or if I wanted to do a change, I can change the camera position, hit save again. Now it has basically overwritten my previous location. I don't like that location at all, so I'm going to go back to camera position number 3 and then position it the way I love it, right here. And we're back in the position we had before. And now I actually want to take the next step and preview what I've just built. So I'm going to use this timeline slider right here, and you can see my golf video is actually covering my map video. I can go to settings, press those two things here, whatever they are, and then just move the golf video into the background. but essentially that doesn't do it for me, because what I'm trying to do here is create an output landscape video. So I'm going to use the landscape canvas. In order to go to landscape canvas, just expand that options menu, hit the gears icon, and then set up landscape. Now in landscape, I'm going to refresh the map, and now I can quickly use the slider right here and then preview my tracked line plus the areas, well, the camera positions, and how I've created this animation with the camera positions in the video before I move forward. If I'm happy with this, as I am right now, I can go back to editing other little features, and that's what I want to tell you about now. These are the other features and options in Shot Tracer Map that you can add. We're going to start with flag. So I can set a flag location, just need to turn that on, and then drag the flag location where I remember the flag was, more or less. And what I'll see now is a remaining distance line showing up. I can turn that off by turning off remaining distance. We have it set turned on by default, but I can turn it on or off. I actually want it. I like that, because my idea is to show the viewer how much distance is left after my drive. Note, you see that little number down here, the 230, those 230 yards, that's my actual distance of the shot, which is awesome because we're using GPS. So we have distance data, that is actual distance data of how far you hit. And as you can see here, how far is left to the flag from your second shot position. Now you can see this 112, that's my leftover distance. I can rotate that to better suit the camera angle that I have preset before. That's the top-down view that we are looking at now. Remember, those drop-down menu bars, they're slidable, so there's many more options to the menu bar, just down here, a little bit hidden. But customization wise, you can customize so many things. You can customize the way and look of that little circle right here. So we can change the fill color, change the width, change the size, change the inner circle color, make the width different. You can really kind of go very custom and build your look and feel the way you want it. The same applies for the line. The same applies for the leftover line, the width, the opacities, the colors. All that can be set. And also delay. And delay is important to understand what that means. Delay means after how many seconds after the tracer has landed on the ground, on the map, that's how many seconds afterwards I will display the leftover distance. So I'm going to set it at 2 seconds. It's a nice preset. That's what we're going to set it to. 2 seconds comes straight out of the box, but we like that because there's another nice little animation we want to add, which are the arcs. So I'm going to turn on the arcs, and the distance arcs automatically display, and these show you the distance from the tee. So as you can see here, the arcs are up. They are preset into the shot direction, but you can customize and move them to wherever you want them to be on the map. You can also customize everything and anything about the arcs. So let's say you want to make the arcs less wide. Again, scroll down a little bit, and we have the width here. So we're gonna set the width to a little bit a tighter width. And as I can see here, I don't really like the gapping. So 250, 275, and 300 doesn't relate very well to this shot because I was hitting a 3-wood that only went 230. So I'd much rather be working with something like 225 and then keep the other gaps. So I'm going to go 225. Oh, that was way too much. 225. And as you can see, the arcs have adapted to the value I've put. If I don't want an arc, basically I want to remove it completely. I just put the value 0. That removes the arc, and there's only 2 arcs left. But I want to keep my 3 arcs, so 225, 275, and 250. Actually, the other way around, but the arcs, they position themselves, so you don't have to really think about it. Again, Here, the arcs, you can customize the width, the opacity, the colors, the size, the text size. So you can do all that however you want. And do you remember when I was talking about the flag and how you can show the remaining distance and we have preset a 2-second delay? Well, here, straight out of the box, you have also a height delay. That height value right here means after how many seconds after the tracer has landed on the ground am I hiding the arcs? And I like the idea that it plays well with the remaining distance animation. So the remaining distance animation comes up 2 seconds after the ball has landed, and the arcs hide 2 seconds after the ball has landed. It gives a nice animation to the context. So I like that. What I'll do now is I'm gonna preview this animation. So let me refresh the map again, scrolling up and down the scroll. Here you can see the arcs show up, and the golfer is now hitting the shot. The tracer flies out. It lands, and now the arcs hide and the remaining distance shows up. Lovely. If I don't like something about it, or if I want to change the timing, the look and feel of it, I can go back to my editing screen right here, and I can edit out of this. Another great feature that you can add is wind direction. So you just simply turn on the wind direction, and you have your wind here. You can move the wind into position where you want those wind icons to be. You can set different wind perspectives, height of the wind, so it adds a drop shadow. But what's really neat about wind, it actually shows you the wind of the particular day and time when you hit the ball. So it's pulling wind data using our API to match the wind data for the specific day. Also, those arrows will travel faster or slower depending what wind data we had that particular day, what speed of the wind we had. In addition to that, you can obviously change your wind animation to the way you want it. You can change the colors, the size, the speed of those arrows. You can change all that so that you can dig really deep into those customization features here with the wind as you wish. Or you just use the stock items we have right here with the stock colors and you're good to go. In this scenario, I would like to turn off the wind for now because it'll be too much going on. But what I would do in a whole vlog, for example, I would show the wind for about 5 seconds before the shot is hit. So I'm gonna keep the wind for 5 seconds, set the keep. I'm gonna delay it to, I want it to start right when the video video starts, so I'm gonna set it to 0. And that's it. So if I wanted to see the wind right now, so the wind will show up about 5 seconds, and then it will hide, and then I'm good to go with the rest of it. So you don't have to show the wind for the entire time. I think showing the wind for the first 5 seconds is great just to give the viewer an idea of what the wind is doing in this particular situation before the shot is hit. Great information. But I want to add something else before the shot. And I think it's going to get a little bit too much at the moment. So I'm going to turn off wind because I want to show you whole layout. So that's the layout feature we have here. The layout feature lets the viewer preview the whole layout before a shot is hit. And to do so, let me just tell you how to activate it. Basically, you just need to add pivot points. So at par 4, I would add 2 pivot points. Those pivot points have nicely hidden themselves in the trees right here, but we'll get them out. So I'm going to use those 2 pivot points and position the last pivot on the flag. It's par 4, so it's 2. And the second pivot, meaning the first pivot in this looking from the tee box, I'm going to position in the middle of the fairway. And those should designate the perfect locations where the ball should be hit in order to play the perfect hole. So middle of the fairway, I'd say, smart play here is before the bunker. Gives us, let me turn off arcs so you can see it better. And yeah, just so I'll turn it on in a second, just before we get to the next step. But yeah, so it shows you, hey, if you hit 214 yards in front of the bunker, you have 122 left. Forget the 112 because the 112 is from where I'm at the fairway. But if you want to play it smart, play it hit it 214, leave yourself 122 in. It puts the bunker out of play. Next, let me put the arcs back in, reposition the arcs because they have reset the location to down the line from the shot. Now, go back to layout. As we're talking about layout, I can again scroll down in the menu list right here and edit my layout, colors, sizes of the circles, width of the circles, opacities, and I can also set times. So I want to set some timings here. Um, for instance, I can turn off the animation, so I'm going to turn off any animations. Um, I can turn off the numbers, so it doesn't show the numbers. So I can do all those things, and I can set times. For example, I want those um, that animation to appear delayed 1 second after the video has started. 1 second. I want the animation to go for 2 seconds, so that's the animation duration, and I want to keep that um, layout for 4 seconds after it has fully animated. What does it look like? It looks like this. So let's play back. Animation shows up. And then by the time I hit the ball, let me scroll forward just so we don't waste time. By the time I hit the ball, it will hide. So just before the moment I hit the ball, the animation hides right here because I've set it to 4 seconds. I can set it also to longer, but that really depends on you. So it's a nice way to show the whole preview before the video starts. Just a great little feature where you can preview the whole before your actual tracer flies. Why is it great? For instance, if you have many holes that are around the actual hole you're playing, it will give the viewer an idea. It's like, oh, that's the actual hole they're playing because it gives them a reference where the ball should be hit shot by shot in an ideal scenario. You can also use that if you're doing just hole flyovers without any shots, for example. Great tool to add if you wanted to. Those numbers, they are in a vertical space for us, but again, you can all by yourself customize that. For example, I can just rotate those numbers. Where are they? Rotate. A lot of features right here you can do. So I'm gonna rotate them, and now, as you can see, after I've rotated them, they're actually facing me in a horizontal pattern. So that's great. Now, I love it. I want to keep it that way. I want to work now on the layout of the map, which is on top of my golf video. Right, so I have my golf video here, I have the map, and I can move golf video, I can move map. If I make a mistake and I move them to a location that, well, isn't that great, I can hit the gears icon and I can hit those M and V replacement circular items, and this will automatically bring back my map and bring back my golf video to the center of the screen. From here, again, I can start moving them around. I can bring him back in the center again, or I use this tool right here. This locks your movement to only lateral, so left or right, or up or down, so you can be more precise with positioning either a map or a video in your canvas. As you remember, we're working with a landscape canvas because that's the output video I want to have. If I'm working for social media stuff, I would use portrait mainly, but here let me work with canvas that is in a landscape orientation. I have the map in landscape orientation as well because I feel like that gives me the best use of space. As you can see here, I can move it off to the side, which doesn't take up much space, but the map is very big and well visible. If I wanted to go into a landscape orientation map on top of my video, I can just hit this aspect ratio map, Now I would essentially also recommend changing your camera positions because you have changed your aspect ratio, but let's keep our old camera positions and let's take a look what what it would look like if I placed a landscape orientation map. As you can see here, it is possible. I mean, I like it as well, but I'm more of a kind of guy that wants to use a bigger map on that video, and therefore I will go with my portrait orientation map um, and use the bigger space of the video. Still make the map a little bit smaller. I'm gonna scale it down a little bit, and for all the scaling and the movement, I'm using the trackpad obviously or the mouse on my computer, and I just want it to position right here. Next up, what I would like to do is add a border around the video. So a border is usually already preset. The map comes preset with a border, um, a very narrow border at 1 pixel. You can turn it off, or you can make it wider. You can also change the color of your border. Let's go with orange. And you can also set let me remove this for now so you can see it better. You can also set the location of the border. So now I have it all around my map. Let's move it to the left, to the top, to the bottom, or to the right. Let's see here. Where's right? There it is. Or to the right. That's great if you, for example, your map is full screen like this, and you just want the border not to go all around. But here in this instance, I would just put it on the left. Like you see, there's a great split right here. Your border is on your left, and you're using the other areas of the map without cropping into it with the border. I would like in this example to use a full border. So we're gonna go all. So we have the full border again. That's wonderful. And now what I would like to do is add some animation to the map. So I'm gonna go to my animations tab right here, and I have 3 different types of animations. There's another video that we've posted earlier that talks specifically about animations. So if you want to learn more about the different animation types, please have a look at this video. I just don't want to make this video for too long. I'm gonna add one of those animations that I really like, which is the slide in animation. That's probably my favorite because it's super easy and quick to use. So it slides in the map, and you can tell the system how you want it to slide, top down, left, right, left, as you wish. But you can also set what point in the timeline you want the slide to appear. So I want my slide in to appear later down in the timeline. So about here, I just hit the in button, and now it appears at this location where I set it on the timeline. And where do I want it to slide out? At default, it's at the end, but I wanted to slide out a little earlier, so I wanted to slide out here. Then I press the out. Here I can set the duration of the animation. I set it to 1 second, and you'll now see the map slide in, slide out as you have customized it. Really great stuff, and again, great ability to customize the look and feel of your map on top of your golf video. Plus, if you want to learn more about the different animation types like fade in, fade out, slide in, slide out, and fly in, fly out, please have a look at that separate video that talks directly about those animations. I understand that video was recorded, I believe, on an iPhone using the iPhone version of the app, but the workflow is identical when you're using a Mac. And again, if you guys are watching this on an iPad or on an iPhone and you're using the app on an iPhone or an iPad, the layout, the UI will be the same. So this video really kind of tells you the big picture of it is you can use either Mac, iPad, or iPhone to build those maps. The app will look the same and work great on all of those devices. Let's get back to our map. I would like to now add distance. And that's simple. I just press the D button right here, the D for distance, and now I can position my distance animation wherever I want it. As you can remember, like I said, we have the distance data, so I'm just using the data that I got from the GPS, and now I can customize my distance. Again, scrolling up and down to see the full menu. I want the background to be orange here. I want the text to be black. I want the size to be what I set it to. I want distance to hide after 3 seconds after the ball has landed. What kind of fly in, fly out animations? I just want the video, the distance to slide in from left to right. So I'm gonna use this. Great. Now I'm happy about it. Let's go back here and see what it looks like in when we preview it. And the preview, unfortunately, it has the distance box here, but when you render out the video, this distance box won't show up. This is just for work purposes when you're working on the video, that you know where things are. So that video box will appear in the place, but then on your render, it will nicely render itself in. So just keep that in mind. Even though you see the box right here, it will still not show up on the video until the ball is hit. The box with the distance will show, and then whatever you've preset it to, it will hide. As you can see, it hides. The box stays, but essentially in the rendered video, the box will disappear as well. So you won't have a box here that is empty. Yep. So I believe I've now touched on all the key features of MapTracer. Now I can go and export this video, and I'm done. However, if you stayed for this long, I will tell you a little bit more what to do next, because I feel like that's also great knowledge. Is what if I've finished this video right here and I want to go to the next shot? How can I get to the next shot quickly without having to rebuild all those details from scratch? And that's a super great question, and let me show you how this is done. So I have my first shot right here. Now I want to create a map tracer for my second shot, or a different shot. But I don't want to rebuild the whole look and feel from scratch. I just want to use what I've already built and go from there. So all I have to do is hit this copy button right here. That's, if you can see it, it's all the way on the left here. This will basically duplicate my project. So my project is now duplicated, and I'm using a duplicated project, but duplication means it's the same. All I need to do now is replace this video. So that's my first shot. I want to replace my first shot with my second shot. So let's go to my approach shot. I believe it's this video right here. So here I have my approach shot. So I'm gonna replace my approach shot with my I'm gonna replace my tee shot with my approach shot. And again, I'm gonna trim the video. Let's trim it to the length I'd like it. I'd like it to stop a few seconds before the shot was hit, to set up those camera positions. Shot is hit, and I'm gonna trim it to a few seconds after the shot has landed. I'm gonna press use. Again, the app has automatically set the impact frame. You can edit the landing frame, and here actually we'll probably see the ball. So let's see here. We're gonna go, yeah, right here. You can see it land perfectly, so you can time it perfectly. And the shot has been replaced. Now we go to the next, and what we'll find is, well, the start location and the end location are not in the right positions. What do? We add new reference points. So the start, we'll add a new reference point for start, which is going to be the location, my approach shot position, and then add reference for landing, which will be my putt actually. So my putt right here, and without much work, I have basically created the arc automatically. I'm just gonna move that to the fairway to where I actually hit the ball, and yeah, it's all done. Now you still have all the edits from before, so you have the layout. I'm just gonna delete the layout because we don't need it anymore. I can turn off arcs. I'm gonna keep flag because that's great. I could, however, either remove or enable remaining distance. I'll just remove it for now. And I'm gonna go and take a look at my camera positions because they have changed as well. That's my old camera position. So I'm gonna delete my previous camera positions. What I could do is leave my end camera position and then bring it to my start camera position. That way I have a nice matching transition from the previous map to the new map, because I'm starting at the exact same location where I ended at before. And then I'm gonna create, again, holding down the Option key, I'm gonna create a new path. So I'm gonna start with, let's see, I want to start here when the ball is hit. Then I want to go here when the ball lands, and then I want to give myself a nice little top-down view again for the end of the video. That's wonderful. And look at this. Everything from before, as you can remember, has stayed. So I don't need to rebuild the map position. The map position is the same as it was before. My distance animation is still there, as you can see. And yeah, and I'm done. I'm happy with this. I'm really happy with this. And look how quickly I've created a map for my second shot, for my approach shot. That's really incredible. And that's really the power of Shot Tracer Map, is just how quickly you can create those maps. So, I'm happy with those two maps. Now, my last step is export. Export again, super useful. Going back to the home screen and hitting this little save icon right here, this export button. And what it allows you to is export multiple videos in batch. So you don't have to go export video 1, export video 2. I just click, look, those are the 2 videos I want to export now. And I click export down here, and the video is going to export. Wonderful. Really, really great stuff. I'll just cancel it. And let's go back and do some other things. Yeah, that's really it. The last thing I want to show you is, what if you have Shot Tracer in your video, so Shot Tracer app, Shot Tracer Pro. So I've created in Shot Tracer Pro my T-shot. So yeah, that's great. I wanted to add Shot Tracer to the map as well. So I've created the Shot Tracer in Shot Tracer Pro. And then what I've done is I'm going to Shot Tracer Map. I'm going back to gallery. I'm just going to re-edit my initial first shot, and I'm going to replace the video. So I go here, replace my video with Shot Tracer, but what I notice is it's not in my gallery. So I have to go back to my Shot Tracer exports. So let's see where they are. Right here. I think that's the video with the Shot Tracer on it. Yeah, great. And I open up my gallery app right here, and then just drag and drop the video with Shot Tracer to the gallery app, replace video. It should be this one right here, is it? Yep, that has the arc in it. Now I'm gonna trim it again, because that's the original video full length. I'm gonna trim it to about the same length, so I keep all the camera locations and dynamics as the same. Yep, use. And look at that. Didn't have to do anything. I'm just gonna match the line landing right here, so it matches, both match. So the tracer in this video and the golf video lands at the same time as the map tracer video. So let's put it here. That's great. And now I'm back in the preview of my map. Nothing has changed. All that has changed is we have the tracer in the video along with the map. Super simple. All right. I hope you enjoy this app. It's really powerful. It'll bring a lot of joy to your viewers, because now they can finally see how the course looks from a bird's eye perspective. It puts so much more storytelling into your golf vlogs, and it's a really powerful tool. Best of all, there's no quality drop when you export the video. So if you're working in 4K 60, this video will now export in 4K 60. Fantastic stuff. If you have any questions regarding this app, please send us a message. We'll be happy to help you in person. For now, that's it. There's other tutorial videos, so definitely make sure you check out our YouTube account to look what else we have in store and all the other features in Shot Tracer Map. Thank you.